All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nick Niemer, and I'm the Director of Development for the School of Pharmacy and the School of Education, Health and Human Behavior, as well as the current President of the Queer Faculty and Staff Association here at SIUE. And I'm so happy to be here with all of you this afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us as we celebrate the amazing accomplishments of our outstanding graduates. Now, before we start our program, I'd like to invite those outstanding graduates in to join us. So if you are able and would like, I would invite you all to stand and support the graduates as they enter the room. So graduates, they should be lining up now, and we will applaud loudly whenever they get here. Hey. Building up the anticipation. There they are. Yeah, thank you. And I appreciate you all for inviting our grads in. You can all be seated. And graduates, welcome. We are so excited to see all of your bright and shiny faces. Now, as we begin our program, it's important to know that many units, groups, offices, and departments have helped the graduation celebrations become what they are today, and it's very important that I acknowledge that effort and support. So, huge thank you to the Office of the Vice Chancellor for Anti-Racism, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, the SIUE Safe Zone Committee, the Queer Faculty and Staff Association, as well as the Office of the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs for your continued support. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to the staff of the Kimmel Belonging and Engagement Hub, who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to help plan and implement the event today. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And now it is truly an honor to welcome you to our 16th Lavender graduation ceremony, previously known as the Rainbow Graduation, which we celebrate semi-annually. We are pleased with the opportunity to be here in this moment with our graduates whom identify within the LGBTQIA+ community here at SIUE. Now, I look to all of you students and say that we are incredibly honored that you have chosen to celebrate your accomplishments with us today. You've endured and you have reached a pivotal moment, graduation. You have persisted, you have worked diligently, and we will be sure that you are recognized for such dedication. Now, at this time, I'd like to direct your attention to our digital program booklet, or the paper version that you all got when you checked in. If you are with us in person, the first few pages of our digital program booklet are what you hold in your hands as our order of program for the ceremony. This includes a listing of our grads. You will also note on the program today a QR code. If you scan that code, you'll be able to access the full booklet, which includes the graduates' pictures, bios, and messages to those who have been pivotal in their journey to graduation. And for those of you who are unable to be with us today, either in person or viewing live stream, which is from that camera right over there. Let's see, graduates, be sure to direct your supporters to the same booklet listed on the Kimmel Belonging and Engagement Hub's website under the Affinity Celebrations page, and remind them that they can view this event at any time on the channel where we are currently streaming, which is SIUE The Hub on YouTube. And while you may be browsing through your program booklet, I do want to take a brief moment to recognize members of our senior leadership team here on campus, some of which are in attendance today. And we are incredibly grateful for their continued support at the Kimmel Belonging and Engagement Hub's programs, especially during this week as we celebrate our graduates. Thank you so much to our Interim Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Miriam Rachia. Yeah, there she is. Yay, Miriam. We also see our Associate Dean for the College of Arts and Sciences, Tisha Brooks. Thank you so much for being here. Now, I would also like to add a few additional notes about today's celebration. Lavender graduation is an annual ceremony conducted on numerous campuses to honor lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, and asexual students, and to acknowledge their achievements and contributions to the university. The first known Lavender graduation ceremony was created by Dr. Ronnie Sandlow, a Jewish lesbian, who was denied the opportunity to attend the graduations of her biological children because of her sexual identity. It was through this experience that she came to understand the discrimination felt by her students. So Dr. Sandler designed the very first Lavender graduation ceremony at the University of Michigan in 1995. And this first ceremony had a total of 3 graduates. This tradition has grown leaps and bounds since then, now spanning colleges and universities across the country. And now, as mentioned, as of May 2016, this is also part of SIUE's tradition. And we are so proud that you are another group of graduates to participate in this celebration. So without further ado, let's begin our celebration with keynote remarks from one of our colleagues, Dr. Michael Shaw. Originally from the Eastern Townships of Quebec, Mike Shaw earned a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry at Mount Allison University in 1988. He worked with Dr. Peter Legzins in the University of British Columbia and earned a PhD in inorganic chemistry in 1993. He and his partner then moved to the University of Vermont, where Dr. Shaw was a postdoctoral fellow in Dr. William Geiger's group, and where he developed a taste for electroanalytical chemistry. In 1996, Dr. Shaw began lecturing at UVM and taught classes and labs in freshman chemistry, chemistry for allied health sciences, quantitative analysis, and advanced inorganic chemistry. These experiences shaped the rest of his career. And in 1998, Dr. Shaw accepted an assistant professor position in inorganic chemistry at SIU Edwardsville. So he and his partner then moved to Edwardsville. He was granted tenure and promotion in 2003 and promoted again to professor in 2008. He served as the chair for his department from 2012 to 2015 and was awarded the title of Distinguished Research Professor in 2017. He has made a point in his career to create opportunities for undergraduate and Master of Science students to participate in externally funded research experiences. Most recently, his work was focused on the synthesis of biologically relevant metal-containing molecules, with emphasis on the consequences of electron transfer on their structure and reactivity. He and his partner will also celebrate 34 years together later this summer. We are so glad that Mike is able to share some words with you. So could I please have everyone join me in welcoming Dr. Mike Shaw. You're very welcome.
Okay, so
I'm a little tall.
I threatened to play with this for the entire 10 minutes of my talk, but I won't. I'll also thank Nick for not showing too much fear with all the technical language in my introduction. I won't be giving you a chemistry lecture. I know that just fills your hearts with sorrow. But you know, we'll talk about some other things. Can I have you operate slides? Yay! And I have a laser in case we need to blind anyone who comes in. Okay, we're safe. Papa Bear's got you. That's from me. Congrats to you guys. I'm so proud of being here and being a part of this celebration. Celebration is for you. Is it for you, about you? And basically, congrats for all of your achievements over the past few years. The bricks that are supposed to symbolize the brick towers of SIUE, they're not supposed to be another brick in the wall, which I woke up screaming in my mind about, oh no. So we're good. Next slide. Okay, so as always, we'll have some gratuitous pictures of my cats. This is not a complete slideshow of my cats. This is just a few of them. I have had a lot of cats. So me and my husband, we've had cats for 34 years. We've been together. A couple of them are there, and even up to some of our younger ones, even some of the internal medical scans of showing you the cats inside and out. So hopefully this little bit of an intro, got you laughing, is helping with the technical language that I made.
Yes.
And my husband is a therapist, so I'll give you a business card.
Thank you.
You still need. Let's go to the next slide. Yeah, there's me and I was 26. On the floor in the Smithsonian, having a surreptitious picture with, the, cold fusion original apparatus, and if you don't know what that is, I don't blame you, it's from 1996. Think about a signature moment in academic misconduct. There I am sitting right next to it. Yeah. We take pictures of ourselves in odd situations. Anyway, Nick mentioned I interviewed here in 1998. Beautiful end of February, the cherry trees out there, wherever there is, were blooming. It was a lovely day. I had come from Vermont, so there was like this much snow. And coming here with all of this beautiful cherry trees bloom. Now, they never bloomed again in February. It was a bit of a baby switch. Anyway, I came out on my interview trip. It was a 2-day trip. First day, I was kind of not feeling it, kind of being like you looking for the lay of the land, right? I was out as a postdoc in Vermont. I'd been out to some extent as a graduate student. I was still coming out to myself, to my husband, to everyone back then. My second day, I had said, I want this job. I had interviewed with a whole bunch of people in the chemistry department. I don't know how well you know them, but they were young, dynamic, really the kind of people you want to work with. And I wanted. Also, they had this stuff on. I can serve out material goods. I'm not gonna lie to you. There'll be a hat around here somewhere where you can throw something in for me later. They were who I wanted to be with. So second day I made my mind up. I'm coming out. My first person that I came out to on this campus was the acting provost in my discussion with her, and I basically made my husband's concerns a priority in that discussion. That represented a risk, but what I thought was by coming out and being authentic with who I am from the first day, that I would establish a reputation for being honest and for being able to take risks and to basically just, being someone they wanted to work with too. My concluding interview was with the chair that day, and I told him, well, I'm out today. If this is a problem, do not offer me the job. We moved here about 5 months later. He had offered me the job. I've been out ever since. I come out to my classes regularly, usually just by saying casually something like, oh, well, my husband said blah, blah, blah. And sometimes there are gasps. And sometimes that hasn't happened honestly for 20 years. Usually it's just like yawns. Another old guy with a partner. So at least he's not talking chemistry. So things have changed a lot since I first got here, right? I mentioned to you, Nick, that back in the day, I had to ask if my partner could have a gym membership. Just asking that question set wheels in motion that got the policy changed on campus. And I mean, the answer was immediately yes, right? But it didn't have to be a special situation for everyone. Right, in the next few years, we had a lot of progress happening. I remember when domestic partnership benefits became a thing, the board of trustees implemented that. That was very nice, having health benefits for one's partner. I remember a lot of kind of ups and downs during that time. 2004 was kind of a weird time. A lot of legislation went in that was like aimed at us. It's kind of a rhyme or a feud to some of the things that are happening today. One of the things I'd like to remind you of is stuff that happens today. You know, there are precedents for it. And if you look at 2004, that laid the groundwork for defeats in courts that basically allowed us to win more rights. Oberfeld in 2015 was wonderful. Now, I've been worried about, you know, how am I going to provide for my husband if I happen to pass away? If, you know, how does inheritance work? Well, it works now, right? I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, and neither do you. We have the Marriage Act of 2022 that has been put in that firms up the Oberfeld decision where they with legislative back. So there's a lot of good things that have happened. Let's go through slides because I'm just kind of withering on a bit. I talked about stuff with that. You know, even in my own discipline, sorry, I will mention chemistry a little bit. But it's just surprising to me that we are actually seen as a object of academic study in STEM disciplines. So for example, next slide. You don't have to read this, there won't be a quiz. Okay, this is Journal of Chemical Education, role models and inspirations of LGBT plus scientists. I mean, what I've underlined there, however, the presence of known LGBT plus educators at school age remains low across age ranges of respondents. There's not a lot of us out there doing teaching. Well, I'm here and I'm happy to be here, right? Next slide. Listening to non-binary chemistry students. There are 9 non-binary chemistry students. You know, I met my first other queer chemist when I was 28, right? I was a postdoc. You know, I had been 10 years pretty much having an education in the field. Now I have plenty of students in my major. I talk to students every day. It's not an object of discussion. It's not really something that I need to know about my students. But a lot of students come out and are comfortable talking about such things. Huge difference from 30 years ago. So yeah, I mean, basically it's safe. Instructors engage in topics outside traditional core content, facilitate peer collaboration, acknowledge that there could be trans, non-binary, two-spirit individuals in the classroom, and recognize that not all students are the same. This is information that educators are being told. This is advice for educators. This is love. This is in the academic literature. Journal of Chemical Education is the premier education journal in my field. One more slide, and then we'll stop with the Journal of Chemical Education. And there's enough literature so that there's a review, systematic review of LGBTQ plus STEM literature. And it does acknowledge that we've been marginalized. And it does acknowledge that this marginalization can be mitigated through visibility, such as including role models and having policies to protect LGBTQ plus people. Even in chemistry, a field that has traditionally not been friendly to us. This is, even with the weird politics that are going on now, we are making tremendous strides at fundamental levels. Let's go to the next slide. And about that larger society, this comes from the Chronicle of Higher Education. I'm not going to whitewash this. This is, 84 bills have been introduced since 2023, where there's anti-DEI legislation. This affects us. This is a map of the US. Illinois is right here. It's had no bills introduced. We're surrounded by bills that are being introduced. This is on the Chronicle of a Higher Education website. You can find this quite easily. So we have to be vigilant. Next slide. So where do you come in? Well, you're graduating, you're going to be powerful members of society. Be yourself as hard as you can be. You may have heard this, it's an old slogan, the be. We're here, we're queer, get used to us. I said that in faculty meetings. People don't know why, it's like not as if it's provoked or anything. Pay attention, rights are rights until they're not. I don't want to get in too much trouble for talking politics, but rights are rights until they're not. Pay attention, there's a rainbow check there for a reason, you guys can read between the lines. And pay it forward, be a role model. And there's folks who have been your role models, folks who have laid the groundwork for your lives, laid the groundwork for someone else's life. You've got 50, 60, 80, 120, I don't know how long people will live these days, but 1,000 years to pay it forward. Right? Be there for someone who needs you. And finally, congrats to our SIUE graduates. I'm proud of you.
So much, thank you.
I'm gonna wander over here, I think.
Yeah, see, right away. Thank you so much, Dr. Shaw. Thank you so much for those, the insights that you shared with us today. And now, actually, let me use this just to take.
No.
Okay. That's fine. So now we've reached the most exciting moment in our event today, the moment that we get to recognize each graduate individually. Momentarily, we're going to ask our graduates to stand and proceed to this side of the stage. Grads, if you will then receive your cord from Dr. Shaw, and you'll be able to pick up your certificate at the end of the ceremony where you checked in. Now, as you cross the stage, our campus photographer, Howard, will be taking your picture, so please feel free to pose as you would like. There's also a camera I pointed out earlier at the end of the stage that is live streaming, so please feel free to send a little wave to anyone who might be watching at home. And we will then ask you to proceed back to your seats and wait for the other graduates to be seated. Guests, as I read the names of the graduates and they cross the stage, we will also be sharing a PowerPoint with each graduate's name. Those of you who are here are more than welcome to cheer, come close to the stage to take more photos. And then once the names of all of the graduates are shared, we will ask everyone in attendance to be as rowdy as you were at the beginning of the celebration. So graduates, as your name is called, please know that we see you, we honor you, and we celebrate you. And as mentioned, you will be receiving your cord as you cross the stage, and we hope that all graduates will wear this cord proudly during your respective commencement ceremonies next week. We'll now go ahead and begin recognizing our students at this time. So graduates, if you want to stand and proceed over to the podium at the side of the stage. Sage O. Biggers, Bachelor of Science, major Speech Language Pathology and Audiology. Andrew Jan Bushnell Chamness, Bachelor of Science, major Sociology. Mitchell Bushnell Chamness, Bachelor of Social Work. Amy Lee Frankel, Bachelor of Science, major in Criminal Justice Studies and Psychology. Riley Grace Franklin, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice Studies and Anthropology. Angelica Serenity Hopkins, Bachelor of Science, major of Arts, concentration in Art Studio. Madison Madison Marie Hutchinson, sorry about that, Bachelor of Science, major Mass Communications, concentration in journalism, and a major in political science. Honor Christopher Lynn, Bachelor of Science, major in sociology, concentration in employment relations. Paige Nicole Milburn, Bachelor of Science, major business administration. Claudia Rose Orteza, Bachelor of Science, business administration. Brooke Karen Ann Simpson, Bachelor of Science, major exercise science. Stella R. Smith, Bachelor of Science in Special Education. Mariah Elizabeth Starnes, Bachelor of Arts, major in English, minor in history. Haley Nicole Yarber, Bachelor of Social Work. Candidate. Tia Kimbrough, Master of Science in Education, major higher ed and student affairs. Emmanuel Johnson, Master of Science in Management Information Systems. At this time, please join me in making some more noise for our graduates. Let's all celebrate together. Thank you again for all of your participation. Graduates, you can sit down, sorry. Graduates, as you go out into the world and make your mark, please remember that you are a proud SIUE Cougar and that you have left a legacy here on this campus and in the hearts of those you encountered while a student here. And to remind you a little about how you are always a Cougar, we hope that you'll be able to join us next week for join the SIUE Alumni Association's event, the Always a Cougar graduation celebration on Thursday, May 2nd, for a toast to your success as you begin the next chapter of your SIUE story. As you celebrate your amazing accomplishments with friends and family, know that you will forever be a valued member of the SIUE alumni family. Additionally, as we mentioned earlier, graduates were able to submit messages of thanks to faculty, staff, mentors, friends, and family who have been instrumental in their success at SIUE. We know that it often takes the love and care of all of those around each student to encourage them to complete the degree and make it to graduation. So the messages that you graduates shared to those who are members of your care team are included in the program booklet mentioned earlier today. However, we also want to honor those of you here today who have supported these students. So please join me in a celebratory moment, thanking those individuals for their support and direct and indirect contributions to our SIUE student success. Now, at this time, we will have closing remarks from one of your very own, Stella Smith. Stella Smith is a graduating senior special education teacher candidate in the Department of Teaching and Learning. Highlights of their involvement at SIUE include leading the Gender Sexuality Alliance as president, organizing GSA fundraising and counter programming, leading the Council for Exceptional Children, undergraduate research and creative activities, leading orientation, welcome weekend, and first semester transition, and moderating sustained dialogue. Their undergraduate career has focused on creating an inclusive environment for students of every background, and we are so glad that they accepted our request to provide these closing remarks to you. So please join me in welcoming Stella Smith to the stage.
I was so worried that I wouldn't have my little speech thing that I had my fiance go and get my phone. So crisis averted, everyone. Hey folks, my name is Stella Smith. I'm really excited to be giving closing remarks and celebrate right now. Because this is truly a momentous occasion of our graduating. Snaps everyone. If I look familiar, it's probably from one of those programs that Nick just listed off for me. I've been everywhere on campus and I've seen a lot of you before. And if it's not from that, you probably saw me counter programming in the quad with our best friend, Mr. Tom. Regardless of where you recognize me from, it is great to see you all. A lot of us started our education journey during the height of COVID. We didn't really get a lot of closure for as far as our senior year of high school goes, and then life was changing and scary and filled with a lot of emotions about the future. But luckily for us, if there's one thing that queer people in our community is good at, it's working with emotions of new, changing, and scary. So it's great to see just from everyone sitting here and getting ready to graduate that we've been able to overcome a lot of adversity here. And a lot of our paths might not have been straightforward, but then again, life's not binary, and neither should our experiences be. Something that's really astounding to me is our capability to find campus here. We have over 12,000 students here, and in the midst of a world shutdown, we were able to spend time together online, found lifelong friends, and really cultivated queerness on campus, and we made SIUE better for it. No matter the events you went to, or maybe the events you didn't go to, your presence has left a mark on SIUE. Somewhere, a student is sitting thinking, man, I can't wait for that to be me sitting in, to graduating, getting up on a rainbow cord. And for some of us, that thinking might still be far off. For some of us, it might take a moment to find our footing. And just being here, being together, being proud of who we are, shows others that they can be seen for who they are. So I'm glad that you found yourself here, no matter where you are on your journey. And beyond that, I'm elated to share this next step of life with you all. As author Melvina Young once said, we are each other's people. So I'm proud to have experienced college with staff and faculty that lifted our voices and experiences and helped foster a community as incredible as ours. And I can't wait to hear about the impact that we have elsewhere away from SIUE.
Thank you so much, Stella. And thank you one more time to all of you who have joined us here today at this Lavender graduation ceremony. And I want to thank you once more to our senior leadership team for attending, our speakers for offering insight and inspiration to our students. And most of all, thank you, students, for participating today and for dedicating yourselves to your education so you could be here at the finish line. Most importantly, thank you for all that you have done here at this institution and the lasting impression you leave on this institution, just like Stella said. We are very excited for the bright futures ahead of each and every one of you. So a couple of quick announcements as you leave. Graduates, please remember to stop at the certificate table to pick up your certificates on your way out. Graduates, we also ask that you all stick around here for just a second so we can get a group photo over here. And all other attendees, you are more than welcome to get all the pictures that you would like at the SIUE background or on stage or wherever you want. And we also ask that you join us next door for some refreshments as we continue to celebrate all of these wonderful graduates. So with that, final congratulations to all of these amazing graduates here in the room. I want you to go into the world, be yourself, and be great. Thanks everyone for coming and enjoy your evening.